Let's talk about the discriminant of a quadratic equation. So when we're using the quadratic formula, x equals a negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The part underneath the square root sign that says b squared minus 4ac, interestingly enough, will tell us a lot about the number of solutions we're going to get. Here, let's just put this, x equals a negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If b squared minus 4ac is a positive number, then we're going to get two answers because we have to do this plus or minus thing. So that means our graph is going to cross the x-axis twice. If it is a negative number, then we're going to get no solutions because we're just going to end up saying we can't take the square root of a negative number and get a real number. And so that means that we have one of those floating smiley faces or a little frowny face that's down below that never crosses the x-axis. If the answer happens to be 0, then this is going to come out kind of nice. If it's 0, then the square root of 0 is 0, and then we have that negative b plus 0 or negative b minus 0 on the top. It's going to be the same thing. So we're just going to end up with one solution. This is one of those parabolas that just kisses the x-axis. It either comes up and touches once or it comes down and touches once. There's one other thing that could happen here. If it is a nice number, if it is a really nice, a perfect square, here, let's maybe say it the right way. Perfect squares are a nice number. If you get a perfect square, that means you're not going to get an irrational number. You're not going to have to round a decimal. And it means you could factor your equation. So it means that it was nicely factorable into binomials. And that might be an easier way to get your solutions than to go ahead and finish the quadratic formula. Or if maybe the problem just asks you to factor something and you're not sure if it's factorable, this is a way to test it. Anyway, what we're going to do is we need to be able to look at the equation. We need to be able to know that a is 7, that b is negative 3, and that c is 2. And we're just going to use this, only the part of the quadratic formula that says that. So we're going to say b, which is negative 3 squared minus, and then we're going to do 4 times a times c. In this case, negative 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 7 is 28. We need to double that, which will be 56. And notice I'm going to get a negative number. I don't even really need to do that subtraction. 9 minus 56, or 9 plus a negative 56, is going to be a negative number. And so therefore, there are going to be no solutions because I won't be able to take the square root of a negative number.